some amazing work has been done on QR codes.
Yes.
Which would make transactions very easy.
Outstanding.
Can you dwell a little bit on that?
Outstanding.
For everyone here? Because that's a very fascinating area.
I think this is one of the most interesting innovations that has happened out of India, actually, with our team working with others and with the help of the government. We standardize what's called a QR code. What that does is it takes away the need for an old terminal, which costs a lot of money, which needs to be connected to a landline, which needs to be maintained, which software needs to be paid for. All that is gone and replaced with essentially a single code on a sheet of paper that is unique to that merchant. I think this is transformative.
Yeah.
I'm a believer that countries like India can actually take their rightful place in determining the future of this international order because of the leadership being strong and the quality of the people in this country. This is the time for India to demonstrate its capability in setting the trend on the international order. And by that I mean everything in the corporate world. I mean things that you and I have discussed so many times, which are easy to talk about but hard to deliver. Corporate governance, market access, open competition, intellectual property for America and for India, not just in one country.
India's post-demonetization's pushed for digitization in a very big way. We're seeing a lot of disruption. 900 odd financial technology startups. We are seeing, India has a unique ecosystem of a unified payment interface at the back. We're seeing a lot of new apps. Bheem app, Google has invented the Google app for India. I was quite amazed yesterday. The Google India head told me they've had 9 million downloads. How is that going to impact Mastercard?
So Mastercard is a infrastructure player. We're a B2B player that provides the technology and the data for payments to work. We actually don't issue a card. Banks issue the cards. I actually think India's creation of Aadhaar and the unified payment interface that actually Nandan Nilekani, we were talking about him just now, he started the work on that, about 10 years ago? And that work has created a backbone that all of us can build on. People like you who are capable of driving that thinking, you are the reason why India will win.
So if you were made the education minister of India,
God forbid,
what are the 3 structural changes you will carry out in the Indian education?
I would promote you to be my boss instantly, so you can do all the work, right?
Well, that's a sign of a great CEO.
I'm sorry, we are friends.
Spotting the best talent in town.
We have this repartee all the time. You'll get used to us if you watch us together. This is not a new thing. Actually, that's a great question. Amitabh, I would do the best I could with school level education for the first period of my effort. Because I believe that college and business school minds have already begun to develop to an extent, and not improving school education to the best possible would be a sin for a long time. And I would do all I could to focus on that.
So how do we use technology to leapfrog in many of these areas?
So actually, that's a really, talking about technology, people don't know that 14% of my employees are in India. And they're not back office call center. That's not what I'm doing. They are writing mobile and cyber security technology for the world from here. The wallets that we are rolling out, the artificial intelligence and machine learning capabilities and data that we're rolling out around the world are coming out of people in Pune, Vadodara and Gurgaon. And that is because of the skill set that exists here. That same skill set can be applied not just to financial technology, which is what we were talking about earlier, but also to things in education and also to things in healthcare.
But as a global MNC CEO, any 2 or 3 major things you think India should do quickly?
Getting more of our workers into the formal economy from the informal economy, which is what 90% of your policies are aimed at. So whether we talk about Make in India or skilling or improving bank balance sheets or digitization or demonetization, they're all basically aimed at getting people into the formal economy. If you don't do that, the challenge is productivity will never grow.
Women contribute only about 24% of India's GDP. So how do we make a conscious policy for greater gender parity, and how do we push India's GDP through women?
So educating girls, educating them through school, and through colleges. You can see it happening today in the US as well. Harvard Business School, this class, has more women than men. That has been the case for 6 years now. So actually happening there as well. They have to come through that pipeline with the confidence of their education.
Thank you, Ajay. It's
Thanks
been
a
a
lot.
great pleasure.
Thank you,
We
Ajay.
really, over a short time, but great pleasure.